Hello, and welcome back to another story. In today's story, we have two of the most renowned detectives in the world, Hercule Poirot and Sherlock Holmes. They unite together to solve a difficult case. And as usual, you have to listen to the full story to find out what I mean by a difficult case and so on. Um, if you have ideas or titles for me to transform into stories, don't forget to comment them in the comment section below, and I will pick them and mention you in the next story with the comment. Like and subscribe to my channel, it really helps a lot, and as usual, stay safe, please.
It was a stormy night in London when Sherlock Holmes received a peculiar telegram from Hercule Poirot. The message was cryptic: Midnight Express. Urgent. Rendezvous at King's Cross. Poirot. Holmes, intrigued by the sudden summons, couldn't help but smile. It wasn't often that the great Belgian detective sought assistance, especially from someone as renowned as Holmes himself. Upon arriving at King's Cross station, Holmes spotted Poirot, impeccably dressed and impeccably concerned. The station was bustling with activity, but a certain tension hung in the air, palpable to those keen enough to notice. Poirot greeted Holmes with a firm handshake, his mustache twitching with anxiety. "Mon ami," Poirot began, "we are faced with a most peculiar situation. A murder has occurred aboard the Midnight Express, en route from London to Edinburgh. The victim is a wealthy businessman, Monsieur Charles Barrington. His body was discovered in his private compartment, stabbed with a letter opener. The train was stopped, and the passengers are currently detained in Edinburgh. Scotland Yard is baffled." Holmes's eyes sparkled with interest. "And you wish to collaborate?" Poirot nodded. "Indeed. The case is complex, and time is of the essence. The passengers include a diverse array of suspects, from a disgraced aristocrat to a mysterious woman claiming to be a psychic. But there is more. Barrington was carrying important documents, now missing. The contents of these papers could shake the foundations of several powerful institutions." Holmes stroked his chin thoughtfully. "A locked room mystery on a moving train. Intriguing. But why did you not proceed without me?" Poirot's expression grew solemn. "Because, my dear Holmes, the murderer is cunning. He has anticipated my every move, even framing me for the crime." Holmes raised an eyebrow. "You suspect a setup?" "Yes," Poirot affirmed. "And more than that, the documents implicate me in a series of financial crimes. If I am imprisoned, it will give us the unique opportunity to investigate from within, to catch the true culprit who is likely hiding among the prisoners." Holmes grinned, the thrill of the challenge evident in his eyes. "A bold plan, Poirot. I see no other choice but to join you in this masquerade. We must be careful, however. If we are to succeed, we must not only uncover the murderer but also prove our own innocence." The plan unfolds. The next day, both detectives orchestrated their descent into the jaws of the legal system. Poirot confessed to a fabricated alibi that crumbled under scrutiny, leading to his arrest for obstruction of justice. Holmes, ever the thespian, portrayed a reluctant accomplice, providing dubious testimony that implicated him in tampering with evidence. The media had a field day with the scandal of two of the world's greatest detectives under suspicion. Imprisoned, they were transported to a high-security facility where many of the passengers from the Midnight Express were also held for questioning. Within the prison walls, Holmes and Poirot began their undercover investigation. They observed the behavior of the suspects, listened in on conversations, and subtly interrogated them, looking for inconsistencies in their stories. Among the suspects were Lady Penelope Rutherford, a destitute aristocrat with a history of fraud. Dr. Edward Monroe, a psychiatrist who had lost his medical license. Madame Zara, a psychic with a dubious reputation. Mr. Jonathan Gray, a shady financier with ties to illegal activities. The culprit revealed. As the days passed, Holmes and Poirot pieced together the fragments of the mystery. They discovered that Barrington's documents were financial records implicating Jonathan Gray in an elaborate embezzlement scheme. Gray had planned to silence Barrington before the businessman could expose him. However, it was not Gray who wielded the weapon. It was Lady Penelope, desperate and indebted, who had been manipulated by Gray into committing the murder. She believed she was acting to save her family's estate, unaware that Gray intended to betray her as well. On the day of the murder, Gray had approached Lady Penelope with a forged letter, supposedly from Barrington, threatening to ruin her. Enraged and desperate, she confronted Barrington in his compartment and, in a fit of passion, killed him. Gray then stole the documents to cover his tracks. Holmes and Poirot staged a dramatic confrontation in the prison's common area. With subtle cues, they manipulated the situation to draw out Lady Penelope's guilt. When she finally broke down, confessing her crime, Gray attempted to escape, only to be apprehended by the guards. The conclusion. With the true culprits exposed, Holmes and Poirot cleared their names. The public was astounded by their unorthodox methods, and the detectives once again stood as pillars of justice. The documents were recovered, and the embezzlement scandal brought down a network of corrupt officials. As they parted ways, Poirot turned to Holmes with a smile. "Mon ami, it seems we make quite the team, even when we appear to be on opposite sides." Holmes chuckled. "Indeed, Poirot. Until our next adventure, may the truth always prevail." And so, the two legendary detectives went their separate ways, leaving behind a tale of mystery, deception, and the unbreakable bond of justice.